You know the drill by now, or
No, the drill.
no swearing where we can help it.
That was a bit odd with that stream there. It glitched itself out, went from Gavin Parr back to the stream, back to Gavin Parr.
Oh,
Never seen the man. Never seen the man happen. That was a bit odd with that stream there. It glitched itself out, went from Gavin Parr back to the stream, back to Gavin Parr. Let's see if he'll be this.
good evening, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, toasters, kettles, and microwaves, and welcome to Shoot Some Shale, powered by D&D Media in association with the Tapes to Flag Speedway podcast. I'm joined tonight by Alan to talk everyone through the Redcar versus Glasgow meeting. Hello, Al.
Hello, Dylan. How are we?
Loving life, apart from leading for the first time. This is normally Palmer's job, and I don't know how he does it so easily.
Because he's a natural.
Well, he's good at bullshitting his way through life. One of the two.
That's it.
One of the two. We're going to be covering Redcar versus Glasgow. We're also going to have updates from the other two championship meetings taking place tonight between the Edinburgh Monarchs and Berwick Bandits and the Scunthorpe Scorpions and Workington Comets. Al's going to have updates from Edinburgh, so we're going to cross over to Al for the two team lineups from Edinburgh.
So the lineup for the home side, the Edinburgh Monarchs. At number 1 is Victor Palavara. At number 2 is Paco Castagna. At 3 is Justin Sedgman. 4 is Kai Thompson. Michael Palmtoft goes at number 5. Jonathan Gran goes at number 6. And Jody Loftus goes at number 7. For the Berwick Bandits, at number 1, it's the return of Nick Morris. At number 2 is Sam Hagan. At 3 is Jonas Jeppesen. 4 is Drew Kemp. And number 5 is Peter Kildemand. At 6 is Dale Wood. And at number 7 is Jack Smith. You meant to watch Mr. Dill?
For Edinburgh, I think we're going to go for Jonathan Gran. He's really found some good form at Edinburgh now, well, everywhere to be honest, but particularly at home, he's riding really well. And I think he's still at reserve, isn't he? So I'm expecting a good score from him, to be honest. For Berwick, I'm going to go for Jonas Jeppesen. I've seen him all season, and when he gates, he can fly. And to be fair, gating's half the task at Edinburgh. So I think if he can get from the traps, I think he'll score really well. And he raced really well at Ipswich earlier in the season for Birmingham, and it's the smallest Premiership track, and he did well. So I'm expecting him to do decent on a relatively small Championship Edinburgh track as well. What about you?
Well, for Edinburgh, I've gone for, to no surprise, Victor Palavara, because he's had a really good season this year, and he seems to have really well adapted to that Edinburgh track, so I'm expecting big things from him. Now, I've gone for a controversial one at Berwick. I've gone for Nick Morris. I'm intrigued to see how he gets on after having 2 years out. Will this be the 2 year ago Nick Morris, or will this be old rusty Nick Morris? That'll be what we wait to see.
Winchester's put up on the fact you said Jody Loftus rather than Geordie Loftus.
Jody, who cares?
Well, probably him.
Apart from him, who cares?
But yeah, it is Geordie Loftus. I'm just going to quickly check something. Nick's an interesting one, to be honest. He's either going to come back really rusty, or he's going to come back, decent. But as we've seen with Scott Nichols since he's come back, being fit is one thing, being race fit is something entirely different.
Absolutely.
The meeting I'm covering tonight is from Scunthorpe, with the Scorpions taking on Workington, and Workington lead for the aggregate by 58 points to 32. So I'd say that's all but wrapped up. But if anyone can screw that up, it's Workington. The lineup for the Scorpions: Stevie Worrell goes at number 1. A change in the riding order sees Zane Kennedy and Luke Harrison move into the main body at 2 and 3 respectively. Connor Mountain rides at 4, Jake Allen at 5, Declan Kennedy rides at number 6, and the skipper Simon Lambert rides at number 7. You got Scorpion to watch out?
Yeah, I've done this for Dan, but also because I think he's probably the best rider around there. I've gone for Luke Harrison. He's absolutely brilliant round Scunthorpe, and when I was there, he was flying. So if he can keep that form that he's got going round Scunthorpe, he'll score some big points tonight. Maybe in the main team it'll be a little bit of a trickier task than when he was at reserve, but I've got faith in him.
But he did have a pretty heavy fall last night at Leicester for King's Lynn.
There is that as well. That'll depend on how he's came back from that fall.
I'm going to go with Simon Lambert. He's struggled a little bit in the main body. He's back at reserve. Last time he was at reserve, he was solid enough. I think, with all due respect to the Workington reserves, I think Simon Lambert, and to be fair, Declan Kennedy should clean up at the number 6 and 7. Speaking of Workington, their team is Troy Batchelor at number 1, Fraser Bowes at 2, Tate Zishki at 3, Joy Etheridge 4, Antivulas at 5, Jacob Hook at 6, and Connor Coles guests at number 7 for the injured Vinnie Ford. Who's your man to watch for the comments?
Well, I changed my mind on this one. I originally went for the number 1, but I decided in the end to go for Jai Etheridge.
Did you stop dreaming and wake up and think, oh, why am I going for Batchelor? He's crap.
I thought, I don't want to go for the boring option, and I went, do you know what, I'm going to go for Etheridge, because he's now got himself a Premiership team. He should be doing really well in the Championship, and he has been, to be fair, so hopefully he can do something around Scunthorpe.
He has had a decent season, to be honest. I think he's probably gone a little bit under the radar because of the likes of Fraser Bowes and Tate Zishki, and also the underperformances of Troy Batchelor, but Joy Etheridge has done really well since swapping from Berwick. I'm going to go with Fraser Bowes. He's having a really good season. He's looking fantastic at points, to be honest. I can see him carrying that on, and this is a track that should suit him as well. So I expect him to have a decent meeting. The referee at Scunthorpe is Dave Waters. As well.
All I'll say is, oh dear Palmer, and please don't offend him too much.
And if anyone's going to offend him, it's going to be Palmer, isn't it?
Yep.
And now on to the meeting we're covering out. If you want to cover your side, and I'll cover the home side.
Okay. So for the Glasgow Allied Vehicles Tigers, at number 1 is Chris Harris, and number 2 is Vilads Nagel. At number 3 is Roy, the replacement for Dan Thompson, who's on SGP2 duty. I was trying to get the words out. And number 4 is Leon Flint, and number 5 is Kyle Howarth. At number 6 is Freddie Hodder, and Max Perry goes at number 7. Have you got a man to watch, Mr. Dill?
I've gone for Kyle Howarth. He's having a really good season. He had a decent meeting last night for Leicester. He's had a really good season overall for Glasgow all season long, to be honest. We said this in the watch along last night. There's a newfound aggression in Kyle Howarth, and he's riding really well this season.
Well, I've gone for the man who, funnily enough, has just came on screen. I've gone for Vilads Nagel. I haven't actually seen him riding yet, but I'm sure he'll have a lot to give to the Tigers team tonight, and hopefully, and I mean this in the most up-respect way, I hope he does better than Ashton Bowden did at number 2. That's all I'm hoping.
And the opposition, the home side, the Redcar Agelia Bears, fresh off of beating Poole and Workington last weekend. Number 1 is Charles Wright. A change in the averages sees Jody Scott move up from reserve into the main body, and he goes to number 2. Jason Edwards rides at 3 with Eric Riss on rider replacement at number 4, with everybody bar Charles Wright eligible to take an extra outing. Danny King rides at number 5. Ben Trigger guests at number 6 for Jake Mulford, who's also on SGP2 duty, and he was absolutely awful this afternoon. And Ace Piper rides at number 7. Out your bear to watch.
I've gone for Danny King. The man's been flying around the Echo Arena the last few weeks, and I'm sure he'll be pivotal in getting big points for Redcar tonight. And I'm sure he'll be having a few ding-dongs with a certain Mr. Chris Harris.
I've gone for Ace Piper. This may be a little bit biased because I work with him, but I think with all due respect to the Glasgow reserves, this isn't the most difficult reserve pairing Ben Trigger nor Ace Piper will come up against. And Ace Piper scored paid 10 points last time he was here, including beating some of the main body pool riders, and I think if he can beat them, he should be able to beat Freddie Hodder and Max Perry as well.
That is true. I actually nearly wrote Ace Piper and then changed my mind last minute. I did a why am I going for Ace Piper again? That's it. Let's go Danny King.
Good job you didn't copy me then, innit, Al?
Yeah. But once I've not managed to copy you.
Very well done. Is the stream working alright, Mush?
Oh, it's working absolutely brilliantly.
Fantastic.
Do you want to know a fun fact about this fixture?
What about it?
This fixture between Redcar and Glasgow, the same fixture last year, had exactly the same referee as it is tonight.
I love little things like that. Just little random bits of information. Who is the ref for this one?
It is Mr. Michael Brecken.
What was the score in the meeting last year?
Did I have that down? Yes, I did. Glasgow lost 50-40.
Ooh. And to be fair, Redcar are up there now. I think the one glaring difference is the rider replacements. Everybody in the Tigers team can take an RR, with Dan Thompson being second in the averages, whereas other than for a tactical substitute ride, Charles Wright's ineligible to take an RR to cover Eric Griss, because Eric Griss is third in the Redcar averages. It's going to be an interesting meeting. If you want to watch any of the meetings, I think all of them are being streamed tonight. Scunthorpe versus Workington is available from Scorpions TV. Edinburgh versus Berwick is available from Monarchs TV, or whatever they call it these days.
Monarchs TV, you're right.
And this one is available from Bears TV. They're all the TVs.
All the TVs.
And if you're in the comments, give us a comment. I know it's a bit of an unusual pairing tonight with Al stepping in because Dan's on centre green presenting duty at Scunny. He's doing his thing. I'm off on holiday in a couple of days, so we're just trying to get as many in as we can before I go, which is why we're on our third of three in succession. The riders are already over heat one, and to be fair, looking at the sky, I ain't surprised. It looks like it's going to absolutely chuck it down.
I'm just trying to work it. Oh, okay. So the lineup for heat number 1 in the blue helmet of gate number 1 is Jody Scott. In, I'm going to have to assume yellow in gate 2 will be Vilad's Nagel. In red off gate 3 is Charles Wright. And off the outside in white is Chris Harris.
And Bomber took a bit of an uncomfortable fall last night when he collided with Ryan Douglas. He looked like he'd injured his arm. Good to see him up and alright.
Yeah, I did hear the crash, but I didn't actually. Obviously, I wasn't able to watch it. But it sounded like there was a few controversial decisions last night.
I mean, for what it's worth, me and Palmer agreed with them all.
Yeah, you agree. It was controversial between you and Palmer versus the chat.
That's very rare that me and Palmer agree with refereeing decisions, but I think he got them right. Anyway, last night's in the past. Winnie's in the comments. Evening all, pissing down here in London. How's the weather up north? Cloudy but dry.
Yeah, I'll go agree with that, cloudy.
It's supposed to be a rough couple of days weather-wise, and then the middle of next week, I think the entire country's supposed to get a little bit of sun.
Well, I'm hoping it stays dry and a little bit of sunshine tomorrow so I can get to Ashfield.
Oh yeah, you're going to Glasgow and Scunny, aren't you?
Hopefully, although I can see a grey cloud, so that's never a good sign.
Don't worry, Al, 23 and a half hours to go before you start, so you're alright. 7 o'clock start tomorrow, isn't it? Unusual for a Glasgow.
Yeah, unusual. And unusual for it to be on a Saturday.
Yeah, you know, when it's a battle of two teams that meet on a Friday. Yeah. But for tonight, as you've probably already guessed, Alan's going to be doing what I normally do with the lineups. I'm going to be calling the action, and the start marshal's got the riders under orders for heat number 1. Tapes out for a very long time there, but it's a good start from both the Tigers. Vilad's Nagel and Chris Harris are both there and have gated on a 5-1. Charles White comes around the outside of his younger teammate to get into third place, but he's going to have to go some to catch up with the Tigers pair. They've both already cleared off. That was a really good start from the visiting duo there. Chris Harris has got the lead with Villas Nadal holding the inside line. Charles Wright's there or thereabouts, but at the moment there's not really much of a passing line opportunity, although he does drift wide, and Charles Wright's going to come underneath him now, I think, and he just holds on to second place. Charles Wright is all over his back wheel. Jody Scott's somewhere adrift at the back. Chris Harris has cleared off, and to be fair, Villas Nadal has also taken a little bit of a lead over Charles Wright now, and this looks like a comfortable 5-1 for the visiting pairing, barring any, as Palmer would say, slips, trips or mechanical failures. Just 2 corners left to go. Chris Harris was going to bring this home from his younger, less experienced teammate Charles Wright in third, and Jody Scott at the back.
Good start that for the Tigers, getting away from the tapes. Bit unlucky from Charles Wright. He was given a good amount of pressure for Nagel, but yeah, certainly fair play to Nagel for holding him back there. I mean, he went a wee bit wide, and that's when I thought Charles just might cut back up the inside, but well, fair play to him to hold off the man with the experience of Charles Wright. He's not an easy character to hold up at the back, but fair play to him. And less said about Jody Scott, the better.
It was always going to be tough. He's come into the team quite late on, and he's in strain in the main body now.
Yeah. So the result of heat number 1 was a win for the rider in white, Chris Harris. Second, the rider in yellow, Villas Nagal. And third, the rider in red, Charles Wright. 1 to Redcar, 5 to Glasgow, and that's the current scores.
Yeah, you'd have got long odds on that result in heat 1, I think.
To be fair, I actually thought it was going to be no disrespect to Nagal, but I thought it was going to be a 4-2. I genuinely thought Charles Wright would manage to at least snag a second. But fair play to him. I'm expecting 5-1 to go back the other way now, looking at this next lineup.
Yeah, this is the weak pairing for Glasgow, and obviously with the team built how Glasgow have built, with having so much firepower in the main body, you're always going to have a couple of 2-point reserves, but one or the other maybe shows up, but you never get both of them at the same time.
That's true.
And Ben Trigger's going to have a point to prove here. He released recently from Plymouth, harshly in my opinion, and to be honest, I think in most people's opinion. So he's going to try and get himself back into championship racing. Ace Piper comes off gate 4 here, the gate which has just won heat number 1.
So the lineup for heat number 2 in the yellow helmet off gate number 1 is yellow. I'm trying to work it out here.
Freddie's off gate 1.
White in gate 1, apologies, is Freddie Hodder. In red off gate number 2 is the guest, Ben Trigger.
If you wait until this comes across the bottom of the screen, and to give the line up, it's even easier.
That might
just
make
wait
it easier.
For that. Yeah, just wait for that.
And yellow off gate 3 is Max Perry, and off the outside in blue is Ace Piper.
Yeah,
D&D sponsored Ace Piper, I should say.
Wait for that for the rest of the meeting. It's so much easier. Work smarter, not harder, Al.
Save me having to try and guess where they're lining up.
Oh, you not got gates?
Well, on Palmer's sheet, I should have written
okay.
it. It's hard to write it down. His hasn't got it on the sheet, so I'm kind of...
Fair enough. Start marshal calls the riders into order. The tapes fly away we go, and it's the rider in red, Ben Trigger's got their first. Ace Piper's going really wide, really early on. He's going to come round the outside of Freddie Hodder, but Freddie Hodder holds strong. Ace Piper's already up on the outside. Ben Trigger's away and gone. Ace Piper's going high, wide and handsome. He's done Freddie Hodder, and he's going to go round the outside of him. He's straightened up a little bit there. Freddie Hodder's at the back of the field, but Max Perry's there in second place. Ben Trigger's clearing off out in front. Ace Piper's putting some pressure on. He's ran wide though, and he's going to open the door for Freddie Hodder if he's not careful here. He comes back towards the inside line now. I don't think he's going to get any closer to Max Perry, and Ben Trigger's away and Ben Trigger's gone. Max Perry's riding a solid second place here. Ace Piper's just struggling a little bit with track conditions by the looks of it. He looked a bit more settled that time, but Max Perry's getting a little bit closer to Ben Trigger now. Trigger's showing that he still remembers the quickest way around here from his spell in the National League last season, and he takes the flag with Freddie Hodder, with Max Perry second and Ace Piper in third.
Good ride that from Ben Trigger there, showing the Tigers boys how to get round this track. But I think Ace Piper didn't look the most comfortable in third place, and Freddie Hodder could have easily got back past him, but Piper, I think, it's a little bit lucky to hold on there, but fair play.
He likes the outside run, and there's nothing there this early on, and that's the issue.
No,
You're not very good on the inside.
He's gone a little bit early to that outside. But the result of heat number 2 was a win for the rider in red, Ben Trigger. Second, the rider in yellow, Max Perry. Third, the rider in blue, Ace Piper. A 4-2 to Redcar makes the scores 5 to Redcar, 7 to the Glasgow Tigers.
And it was a really good ride from Trigger, who was looking to put himself in the shop window, and with rides like that, he may find himself being put up sooner than later. I think he's on around about a 3.5 average. Me and Palmer say this a lot. There are riders on averages like that aren't as good as Trigger, although I think most teams have passed their 75% cut-off now, which means changes aren't allowed once you've passed that 75%.
I'm trying to think who's maybe not got past that.
I think everyone might have.
We've only made one change. Yeah, we've only made one.
That was before that, though. I mean, 75% of your fixtures.
Oh right, okay. We've had less than most of the teams in that league. We've only had about 9 or something.
We'll have a look at the table after, but I think most teams have passed that point now. But Ben Trigger's certainly giving himself no harm there, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him come in as the rider replacement in Heat 3, to be honest. And there's going to be 2 RRs.
RR's going to be a busy boy.
He is, isn't he? Poor fella. Should we have a look at the 2 other meetings going on? Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll have a quick squatch of the Edinburgh fixture. Very quickly, when I find it on my phone. A second. So currently at Edinburgh won the toss and they're off gates 1 and 3, and I've not even had heat 1 yet.
Have you got the Edinburgh website on the go?
I actually should do that.
That's miles quicker. There's been 1 heat at Scunny, and that was won by Steve Worrell with Zane Kennedy in second and Troy Batchelor third for a Scunthorpe 5-1 in the opening race. And Scunny need to bounce back. They've been poor at home, and usually they build teams for home meetings, and it's just not been the case this year. They've really struggled.
I think a lot of that's maybe on. I'm gonna be really harsh here, but on Simon Lambert, he's not really been that particularly impressive around Scunthorpe this year, or in general for that matter. And I know he'll be finding it tough to take, but I'm sure he'll get there.
With the extra time that's been allowed, you would think that at least one of the riders that were in Heat 2 were going to be coming in Heat 3 as a rider replacement. It's Chris Harris. Chris Harris is the rider replacement in white. Which boggles the mind as to why there was so long unless Ace Piper or Ben Trigger are coming in as the RR for Redcar. Because Redcar have a little bit less scope for the rider replacement than Glasgow do. Jason Edwards has come back from his injury really, really well. Be interesting to see how he gets on. He made a really, really, really good pass here last week. Chris Harris wants to give himself gates 1 and 2, and the rider replacement in blue is Ben Trigger.
Not surprised at that.
No, I'm not either, to be honest.
So the lineup for heat number 3 in blue off gate 1 is Ben Trigger. White off gate number 2 is Chris Harris. Jason Edwards goes in red off gate 3, and Leon Flint in yellow off gate number 4.
Chris Harris is a little bit old in this one compared to the 3 British youngsters lining up at the tapes with him.
Just a little bit.
Be interesting to see how Flinter goes. He's having a good season, but maybe not so much with Glasgow. I think even you'd agree with that.
Yeah, he's not been the most outstanding Glasgow rider this season. But yeah, we'll see if we can pull something out the bag this time round.
Start Marshall walks away for heat number 3. Tape slide, Chris Harris has nailed it. Ben Trigger's there as well, and the Glasgow Tigers have emerged off 2 on a 5-1 with Leon Flint coming around the outside of Chris Harris now up front. The 2 Redcar boys are racing each other. Jason Edwards has gone wide early on. Ben Trigger's on the inside. Edwards has got round his younger teammate but the Tigers are gone, and this is probably a bit of an unexpected start. The Bears have almost been caught napping. Leon Flint's way clear out in front, and to be fair, Chris Harris is under no pressure either. Jason Edwards is trying to pin it to the inside, but he's not really finding any grip. Ben Trigger isn't tailed off as such, but he's not in contention. Leon Flint's away and gone, and gates 2 and 4 are certainly the place to be at the moment. Chris Harris runs a bit wide, looks back, but he's under no pressure really from Jason Edwards. And Glasgow just need to sit pretty here for the next 2/3 of a lap, and now bring home another 5-1 and open up the lead that little bit further. Leon Flint's going to come home for the win, backed up by Chris Harris and Jason Edwards in third.
Good ride that there from the Tigers boys. Chris Harris nailing a start. Thought Trigger was going to get there to begin with, but just tailed off towards the back after maybe the first couple of bends. And Chris Harris and Leon Flint showing the Redcar boys how to ride this track, and fair play to them.
And,
but yeah.
After 3 races, Redcar are down in tactical territory at home, which is unusual.
I wonder what our good friends Phil and Kyle will be thinking right now watching this.
We can't even say what they'd be saying right now.
Yeah, obviously we can't say what they'd be saying, but we know what they'd be thinking. But the result of heat number 3 was a win for the rider in yellow, Leon Flint. Second, the rider in white, Chris Harris. And third, the rider in red, Jason Edwards. Another 1 to Redcar, 5 to Glasgow, makes the current score 6 to the Redcar Agilia Bears, 12 to the Glasgow Allied Vehicles Tigers.
We're straight on with heat number 4. And it will see the first appearance of my rider to watch, and the first appearance of... Did you go for Danny King? You did, didn't you?
Yeah, of my rider to watch.
First appearance of your rider to watch for Redcar, and my rider to watch for the Ouija's.
So
Max Perry did well earlier on. Sorry, cut you off there, but Max Perry did well in
right.
heat 2.
I was trying to jump the gun anyway. I'm still waiting on the...
Ice Piper's in blue off 1.
That's who it is. So the lineup for heat number 4. In blue off gate number 1 is Ace Piper. In yellow off gate number 2 is Max Perry. In red off gate number 3 is Danny King. And off the outside in white is Kyle Howarth.
And 2 and 4 have been the most successful gate. Gate 4 has actually been the successful gate, and that's where Kyle Howarth is this time. Although if anyone can stop the rot, it's Danny King, especially around the Echo Arena. Ace Piper will be looking to get one back over his opposite number. Good ride from Max Perry in heat 2, but knowing Ace and knowing his thought process, he'll want to get straight back on it and get one straight back over him. And Redcar can't afford to fall too far behind.
No, they cannot, because it's going to be hard to catch up as the match goes on. I've just seen heat 1 from Edinburgh. Oh, that's not good.
Oh. We'll come back to that after this one.
We'll come back to that.
So the riders under starters orders for heat number 4. Ace Piper's made a beautiful gate off gate number 1, and Carl Howarth's there as well. Danny King sent Carl for a burger. Max Perry's running wide around Ace Piper, and Ace slams the door on him. Max nearly comes off, and the Redcar Bears have emerged at the end of lap 1 on a 5-1. Ace Piper's away in front, and Danny King settling in to ride shotgun behind him. Max Perry's got some speed on him, and Carl Howarth's trying to recover ground after getting the elbow from Danny King on the first turn. Max Perry's all over the back of Danny King, and Carl Howarth's riding a little bit out of shape, to be honest. Ace Piper's away and clear though. Danny King doing the perfect shotgun ride, although Carl Howarth is starting to find some speed on the outside, and if Danny King isn't careful, he's going to get past. Danny King switches down low now, and he needs to protect his less experienced teammate. 1 lap left to go, and it could be a 5-1 back to Redcar, although Carl Howarth's going around the outside of Danny King. Carl Howarth's done him, past him, and he's got Ace Piper in his sights. He's holding that mid-track line. He's going to come round to take the flag just about, but Carl Howarth had the bit between his teeth there after being forced really wide on the first turn, and it was a really good ride from the gate, to be fair, from Ace Piper, and Danny King did a very good job of trying to protect him. Just unfortunately slowed himself down, and Carl Howarth got through, and Max Perry was there or thereabouts as well. That's the first win that's not off gates 2 or 4. Ace with a beautiful start.
Cracking restart from Ace Piper. Didn't make when he was in third place in heat number 2, and look at this now, he's beaten like Kyle Howarth and, all due respect, Max Perry. But yeah, Danny King, I don't know what happened there. He was doing so well in a 5-1 and just allowed the
He locks up
between
a bit there,
yeah, a little bit of lock up, and that allowed Howarth to get round the outside. But yeah, not bad for the Bears. And the Heat 4 result is a win for the rider in blue, Ace Piper. Second rider in white, Kyle Howarth, and third rider in red, Danny King. A 4-2 makes the current scores 10 to the Redcar Glasgow Bears, 14 to the Glasgow Allied Vehicles Tigers.
Do you want to give us that result from Heat 1 at Edinburgh?
Well, I've got Heat 2 as well, but Heat 1, Nick Morris touched the tapes and went off a 15-metre handicap. And Heat 1
Don't tell me he still won it off 15.
Nope.
That's alright.
Heat 1 was won by Paco Castagna, with Victor Palavara in second, Sam Hagan in third, and Nick Morris at the back. And that left the scores after Heat 1 at 5-1. Heat number 2 was won by your man to watch, Jonathan Gran, with Dale Wood in second and Geordie Loftus in third. A 4-2 to the Monarchs makes the current scores after Heat 2, 9 to the Monarchs, 3 to the Bandits.
We've had 2 more races at Scunthorpe since as well. Heat 2 was an exact repeat of Heat 1, won by Simon Lambert, with Declan Kennedy in second and Jacob Hook third, a second successive 5-1 to the Scorpions to make it 10 points to 2. Heat number 3 got a touch better, but your man to watch for the Scorpions, Luke Harrison, took the flag from Tate Zishki, with Connor Martin in third and Jai Etheridge at the back for a 4-2 for Scunny, and after 3 heats it's 14 points to 4 in Scunthorpe's favour.
Fair play, Scunthorpe.
We've got 12 people watching. If you're in the comments or watching us, get in the comments, give us your predictions, let us know how we're doing. It's a little bit of a different scenario for us tonight, with Dan obviously not around and Al stepping in, and me doing something different. I ain't as posh as Dan. My accent don't roll as nice as Dan's does, so people probably don't understand half of what I'm saying.
Yeah, people from Scunthorpe being posh. Never heard that expression.
Well, my accent ain't as strong as yours. You need subtitles to listen to or watch along with us too.
That's true.
I'm guessing you're stuffing your face on chips, being as we've got a little bit of a breather.
Yeah, I am. I'm just also keeping an eye on this Edinburgh match. Very surprised at Nick Morris touching the tapes, but again, he might be a little bit
nervy. A lot of adrenaline. 2 years since he last got on a bike to race. I know he was at Leicester the other day having a practice. Jet lagged off his tits as well, by the sound of it. We're just watching highlights from last week's meeting between Redcar and Paul. Beautiful race that from Charles White to get past Lewis Kerr.
Oh, someone's in the centre green.
That was Jacob Hook. He was guesting in this meeting. And it's been an interesting meeting so far, to be honest. It's been an unexpected start for Redcar. They've been really good. They've won at Workington, who had absolutely dismantled Poole and Scunny the previous 2 meetings at the GT Tyres Arena, and then suddenly Redcar rock up and they've got no answer for them.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't know how Workington went from being so good to just downright.
You know what happened, don't you? Vinnie Ford got himself locked in the bog.
Oh, that video though.
You just have to make the most of situations like that, don't you? You just have to see the funny side of it.
I tell you now, Dan Palmer's the old guy that just cannot stop swearing.
It does remind me of Palmer, you are right.
We just had Heat 3 now came through from Edinburgh, which was won by Kai Thompson, with Jonas Jeppesen in second, and Justin Sedgman in third, Drew Kemp retiring for another 4-2 to the Monarchs, and the score now 13-5 after 3.
We are also going to change up our Rider of the Night protocol for now and for the rest of the season. We'll both nominate one rider each, and then people in the comments can vote out of those 2. And if there isn't enough votes to go one way or another, then one of us will be decided tonight. The deciding factor will fall on me. So if once Al's nominated a rider and I've nominated a rider we'll do it before Heat 13. Oh no,
Yeah,
we'll do it before 15. We'll do it,
450. Okay.
we'll do it before heat 15, and then we'll give it until after heat 15 for any votes to come in, and then we'll give our rider of the night. It's a completely prestigious award that you win sod all for, but it's just a little bit of fun for us. Quick look at the gate stats. Gate 4 at the moment is the place to be. Gate 1 and 2 have a win apiece, and Gate 3's got nothing as of yet. Track looks really, really slick on the inside compared to the last meeting. Even just watching the highlights back there, the inside looks like you could stick it on the motorway and it'd fit right in, but the outside looks like you could plant spuds in.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't look as slick on the outside as it does on the inside.
Looks really grippy outside, but it looks like the M25 on the inside.
Do you want to know something funny? Gate 3 was actually had the most heat wins the last time here. And Gate 2 had the most last places. So it's went all the way around.
Speedway's a funny odd game. We've had heat 4 from Scunny. It goes from bad to worse for Workington. Heat 4 was won by Jake Allen with Simon Lambert in second and Antiview last third, and it's a third 5-1 in 4 races for the Scorpions, who lead the meeting after 4 heats by 18 points to 5. And the biggest win of the season anywhere, in the championship, the biggest win of the season was Ipswich against Bellevue earlier in the season. The biggest win in the championship this season was this exact fixture, Scunny and Workington, where Scunny were in the 60s and Workington were, might as well have stayed at home.
And it's looking that way again tonight.
It could well do that, yeah. And I bet they've been read the riot act because Scunny they've underperformed this season. There's no two ways about it.
Simon Lambert getting a PT win there, that'll do his confidence a world of good.
And a spell at reserve for the next month will help him out massively. And Si's copped a little bit of SH1T on Facebook from certain supporters, and to be fair, he's gave as good as he's got.
Yeah. And to be fair, he did say if it doesn't get any better, I will stand away and let somebody else take the spot.
He did offer to do that earlier in the season for Scunny, and they persisted with him, and he moved down to reserve, did really well, moved back up, struggled a little bit, but he's now back at reserve for the rest of August. So,
well, we've just had Heat 4 at Edinburgh, and finally a Berwick Bandit has won a race.
And gone, Peter Kildemand, that's the one.
Yep, Peter Kildemand on demand, won Heat number 4.
And Jack Smith was last.
No, Michael Pamtoff second, Jack Smith was third, and Geordie Loftus at the back.
Yeah, much better, is he? He's just an Australian Jack Smith.
4-2 to the Bandits now makes the scores 15 to the Monarchs, 9 to the Bandits. We're still in tactical territory, but you know.
Peter Kildemann's done really well for Berwick, to be honest. He took a couple of meetings to settle back into British Speedway, but Oxford and Berwick have both reaped the rewards of him once he's settled in.
Considering he's at what, reserve for Oxford?
He was. I think he moves back into the main body now.
He moves back up. Fair enough.
I want to say Victor Palavara may be at reserve.
Could be.
I think it might be him. As a Glasgow fan, you must be happy though.
I'm happier than I thought I was going to be. I thought by Heat 4 my head was going to be in the gutter. Looking at, I was thinking, oh Lord. When I heard Dan Thompson was RR, I went, that's it, we're done for.
Do you want to have a look on updates and see how Dan Thompson and Jake Mulford got on? I know Jake Mulford was crap. I think Dan Thompson had a bit of a better afternoon.
Yeah, I will jump over. SGP2.
And then we've got our topic of discussion for this little track raid for the comments to get at us for, because this has just absolutely blown my mind.
Jake Mulford scored Sodor.
He scored Sodor, yeah, it was crap.
And Dan Thompson scored 8.
Not bad. It's because he didn't have his Glasgow Kevlars on today.
Yeah, that's what it was. He didn't have his Glasgow Kevlars on.
It's the Ouija's, they've just been bad luck.
Yep, I'll give you that.
Right, topic of discussion, because Al blew my mind not long ago. Al went to get his tea from the Indian. And the Indian restaurant, which is usually curries and stuff like that in most of the country, serves pizza and kebabs and all sorts. Is it just Scotland that happens? Because that doesn't happen round here. You can get pizza from a kebab house or the chip shop or the pizza shop, but the Indians just sell curry and stuff like that. You don't get a pizza from the Indian cuisine takeaway. But in Glasgow, ours come back from the Indian with chips and a pizza. Like, is it just Scotland that happens, or does it happen anywhere else in England? It don't happen in the Midlands. I've never seen that before, anywhere I've been.
Well, wait till you come to Scotland, then you can try one. I know, we'll tell you this, they're quite greasy, so maybe not for you.
Yeah, it did look a little bit naff, to be honest.
A little touch of grease.
Do you reckon
We're getting a lot of
is it an actual purpose-built Indian, or is it a like fast food place that serves Indian food?
No, it's an actual, it's a Indian takeaway.
I've never known an Indian serve pizza and kebab. Shish kebab, maybe, it's a bit posher, but not like normal doner meat.
Oh yeah, we've got one of those big doner meat
That's strange, that.
things.
Nah, that's just weird. This track grade's going on for bloody ever. Come on, boys, while we're still breathing.
Phil Steele, are you in that tractor? I don't. No, my question is, I wonder if Cal is there tonight because I know he's not been well. So I don't actually know if he...
You are right. We've got an update from heat number 5. It gets a little bit better for Workington. It wasn't a 5-1 this time.
Oh, that's something.
Heat number 5 was won by Luke Harrison, Troy Batchelor in second and Connor Mount in third for a 4-2 to Scunny, and the score after 5 heats is 23 points to 7.
Yeah, because Scunny don't have much stops at all.
They didn't. They have a few more nowadays because they have an interval and stuff. They used to go straight through, pretty much.
Never had an interval when I was there at Scunny. It just went straight through.
They've changed it. Yeah, they've changed it. They do a kids race and stuff now. Because that's what Palmer's usually moaning about.
Is it not called the Palmer Let's Get Palmer Fit race?
It's called the Let Palmer Rob All the Haribos Off the Kids race.
Yeah. He robs them all before the kids' race has even happened, and then he puts the empty packet back.
It's a very Palmer thing to do, that as well. This track rate's taking bloody ages. We will stay on now. We will have a little breather at the next track grade if it's this long, because I ain't got that much life left in me. I've got a leg and a half in the grave as it is.
I think we all have to be fair.
But it looks quite overcast as well. I thought they'd be getting on with this because it looks quite... And 2 minutes has just come on as we say that. But
yep, I wonder who the RR will be in blue in this one.
It is closing in a little bit.
Danny King?
Who are they against? Chris Harris and Villags Nagal?
Yeah.
I wouldn't put Danny King.
Or do you just chuck in one of the reserves?
They are, right. Well, Jason Edwards is there, and it is Jody Scott. Jody Scott's going back-to-back races. You want to give us the lineup of Heat 5 then?
Yep, so the lineup for Heat number 5 in yellow off gate number 1 is Villads Nagel. In red off gate number 2 is Jason Edwards. In white off gate number 3 is Chris Harris. And off the outside in blue, the rider replacement, Jody Scott.
I've got to admit, I really worry for Redcar in this one. They're off the favoured gates, but this pairing for Glasgow in Heat 1 looked really, really quick.
I will say, if Jason Edwards can do what he did for Ipswich the other night there, then I'm sure he'll be able to get at least past Nagal. Not so much Harris, but maybe get past Mr. Nagal.
The tape seems to be being held a while, and I think most tracks now, they are the automated ones, but they do seem to be down for a long old time.
Something's just caught my eye there. Someone's wearing a Kingsland Stars race jacket at Redcar.
I've just noticed that. You do get fans of other clubs going to watch.
I'm like...
Jody Scott has Kingsland connections.
Yeah, as a Chris Harris.
As a bomber, yeah. So Start Marshal pulls the riders in, and Nagal is the last one to settle off gate 1. It's been a little while since we've done this, but the tapes fly and we're off into the first turn. Jason Edwards has made a good gate, but so has Nagal off gate number 1. Jody Scott's gone really wide and he's gone backwards. Jason Edwards has gone wide and Chris Harris is going to nip up the inside of him. Jason Edwards is on the outside, Chris Harris is on the inside. Jason Edwards is too wide, there's going to be nothing out there, and the Glasgow Tigers are going to clear off on another 5-1. Jason Edwards now comes down back towards the inside, but he's miles behind the two Tigers already, and Nagal leads the way from Chris Harris in second, and Jason Edwards is giving chase, but he's not close enough. Jody Scott's off the rear, and as expected, this was always going to be a tough race for the Bears. Nagal's looking like he's raced here 100 times over. He's looked really quick out in front. Jason Edwards is going for a line that's just not there. Chris Harris isn't even after ride hard. He's just sort of tootling around behind his less experienced team partner. And this pairing's going to take a second 5-1 on the evening for the Tigers, with Nagal coming in to take the flag, Bomber second and Jason Edwards in third. And Edwards actually made the better start then.
He did, he made the better start, and then just the Tigers boys just managed to get away and clear off out in front. And I thought he was going to get there, and then kind of just went too wide and couldn't find really anything out there, and it just allowed Harris and Nagal to get through and clear away. A little bit sorry for Jason Edwards there, because he, like you say, he made the start, but it just wasn't to be.
He went for a line that just wasn't there. After a track raid, there's not going to be anything as wide out as he went. And that was all she wrote. Turns 3 and 4 of lap 1, and the result could be written in. There is going to be a slight delay now because Jody Scott's got 2 on the bounce, unless there's a plan to bring in a reserve in place of Jody Scott in this next one.
Yeah, mate, which might possibly be. But the result of heat number 5 was a win for the rider in yellow, Villads Nagal. Second, it was the rider in white, Chris Harris, and third, the rider in red, Jason Edwards. A 1 to Redcar, 5 to Glasgow. Makes the current scores 11 to the Redcar Agelia Bears, 19 to the Glasgow Allied Vehicles Tigers.
We should also point out that Glasgow have nominated a number 8 for this meeting. It's the younger Piper. Steen Piper is the Glasgow number 8.
I'm quite surprised that Redcar didn't nominate him. That's who I thought would have.
Ace Piper replaces Jody Scott in blue.
Fair enough. Do you not think so? It would have been Redcar, would have been the team that you would have thought would have nominated Steen.
Steen rides for the Glasgow Northern Junior team, and he's there representing them after this meeting, so it made sense for Glasgow to nominate him.
Oh yeah, fair point.
I do feel a bit for Jody. He's been taken out of what should have been a point you'd expect and been replaced, but Ace Piper did look considerably better last time out. It's going to be tough against Carl Howarth, possibly, but you know, Freddie Hodder looked a little bit crap in his first ride, so yeah.
So the lineup for heat number 6. In red off gate number 1 is Charles Wright. In white off gate number 2 is Kyle Howarth. In blue off gate number 3 is the reserve switch, Ace Piper in for Jody Scott. And Freddie Hodder in yellow off gate number 4.
There's too many Jodies and Geordies, isn't there?
Oh,
You've got Geordie Loftus, Jody Scott, or as Palmer called him last week, Geordie Scott and Jody Loftus, as you've called him tonight.
And it's the rebattle of Kyle Howarth and Danny King in this one.
Charles Wright, Mush.
Oh, so it is. My apologies.
Start Marshall walks away for heat number 6. Kyle House made a belter of a gate, and the Glasgow Tigers are both there. Charles Wright runs a little bit wider. Ace Piper's got the beating of Freddie Hodder in third place, and the Redcar Bears are on a 4-2 at this early stage. Charles Wright's put up some grip and gone wide, and Ace Piper's putting a challenge in on Carl Howarth as well. Freddie Hodder's tailed off at the rear of the field. Charles Wright's just got it back under control, but Carl Howarth's wringing the neck off that bike, you could say, to try and close him down. To be fair, Ace Piper's all over the exhaust pipe of Carl Howarth as well. Ace Piper looks quicker than Howarth in truth, and one mistake from Carl Howarth and the Redcar reserve will be through. He's sticking to that inside line, and Carl does make a little bit of a mistake, but it actually propels him onto the line he wants to be on. But Redcar are going to claw back just a couple of points in this one. Charles Wright leads from tapes to flag. Kyle Ellis looked over his shoulder to see where Ace is. He's got second wrapped up, and Ace beats Freddie Hodder for third place, and that just narrows the gap slightly for the Bears down back to 6. But a good ride from Charles Wright out in front, and a good ride from Ace Piper as well on a gate that's not really done too much yet.
Yeah, good ride that from Charles Wright, getting the better of Kyle Howarth. I thought Howarth was going to get there, trying to go around the outside, but just couldn't quite get there, and then nearly lost it and let Ace Piper through. But fair play to Piper. Managed to well hold off Freddie Hodder, and then also making a challenge on Kyle Howarth at the same time. But I thought at that point, that's when I thought, oh no, Charles is going to lose this here, and it's going to allow Kyle Howarth through. But no, he held on. Fair play to them. And yeah, good result for Redcar.
By that, you mean you were hoping that Charles would lose it and Howarth would come through as a Glasgow fan?
As a Glasgow fan, yes. As a Shield commentator, I was hoping for, something fair. Fair racing. And the result of heat number 6 was a win for the rider in red, Charles Wright. Second, the rider in white, Kyle Howarth. And third, the rider in blue, Ace Piper. A 4-2 to the Redcar Bears. It makes the scores 15 to the Redcar Bears, 21 to the Glasgow Tigers.
And it'd be interesting to see who takes the RR here. I could see it being Mr. Nagal, to be honest.
Yeah, he's been going well. I can actually see it being him as well, to be fair.
Because there'll be an RR and then there'll be a break before 8 when he's out again. So I could see it being him taking the RR idea. So far he's unbeaten, Chris Harris is unbeaten. The only real resistance for Redcar at this point is from Charles Wright, Ben Trigger winning Heat 2 and Ace Piper on 5 points from 3 rides up until this point. But other than Freddie Hodder, the Tigers have split the scoring well between them.
And Leon Flint's also unbeaten, although he's only had one race.
Yeah, that don't count now. When you've had more than two races or more, then we'll note it. But one race, yeah, don't count. Anything going on at Edinburgh, Mush?
I think they were having a track grade the last I looked, but let me just double check. Heat number 5 is gone actually, and that was won by Justin Sedgman with Kai Thompson in second and Nick Morris in third. A 5-1 makes the scores 20 points to 10. And in heat number 6, it doesn't get any better for the Berwick Bandits, as Dale Wood came down on bend 2 when going wide and collides with the fence. The race is stopped and he's been excluded from the rerun as a cause of the stoppage.
Is Danny King in heat 7?
Danny King is in heat 7.
I think we might see Charles Wright as a tactical in here.
I've just had heat 6 come through and it was won by Peter Kildemand with Paco Castagna in second and Victor Palavara third. That 3-all makes the scores 23 points to the Monarchs and 13 to the Bandits after 6 heats.
We've got the riders down at tapes and Charles Wright is in as a tactical as expected. In blue, taking the ride of Ben Trigger.
Not surprised at that at all.
We've had a couple of races from Scunny. I'll bring them after this one.
Trying to see who's came in white.
Leon Flint's definitely there off gate 3.
Yeah, it's whoever's further along. What we need to see.
That's Kyle Howarth.
Kyle Howarth. Using them really early, that's some interesting move.
Do you want to call the line up in, boss? To be fair, right, this is probably the pairing you'd stick it against. The RR's a bit of a roll of the dice, but...
So in white off gate number 1 is Kyle Howarth. In red off gate number 2 is Danny King. Yellow off gate number 3 is Leon Flint. And off the outside in blue is the tactical substitute, Charles Wright.
I'm interested to see what happens in Heat 8 here. I think we may see Ben Trigger come in to replace Jody Scott. And then Jody will take his third ride in Heat 10 where he's programmed.
I can see that.
He's had 2 rides. Trigger Piper's going well. You don't take Piper out, I don't think. And Jody Scott failed to score yet. He's in a difficult position, but you've got both reserves going quite well. Anyway, on to heat number 7. Start Marshall walks away. Tapes fly, and it's a good start from Danny King off gate 2, but Charles Wright's missed the gate. Carl Elf's all out of shape. Leon Flint is trying to take care of Charles Wright. Leon Flint's going wide. Charles Wright's just about to come around the outside of Carl Elf. Sends him wide. Both Tigers are wide. Charles Wright's going to do them both. He's got Carl Elf. He's not got Leon Flint yet, but he tucks to the inside now. Leon Flint's persisting with that wide line, and to be honest, he does look quicker than Danny King, but he's leaving himself vulnerable to an attack from Charles Wright, and Charles Wright's going to come through, and the Redcar Bears are now on a 5-1. Leon Flint's persisting wide, Danny King's blocking it well, but Leon Flint's found some grip, and he may do both of the Bears here. He's hell bent on running that wide line, and he's going wider and wider, and he's going to do them both here if they ain't careful. Danny King needs to run him a touch wider against the fence to stop him coming through. Leon's going to do him. Leon's come through. Leon comes flying straight past Danny King and Charles Wright like they were stood still. And a brilliant ride from Leon Flint, but Carl Elf was tailed off at the back there, and Leon looked really quick there. Danny King just was not wide enough. He wasn't wide enough on laps 1, 2 or 3, so I don't know why he didn't go wider on 4.
Can I just say now, Leon Flint is unbeaten. You said he could be unbeaten after 1, he's now unbeaten after 2.
There you go, you can have that one.
But what a ride from Leon Flint, persisting with that outside line. Would not give up against Charles Wright and Danny King, and I thought they were going to run him wider to stop him getting through. But fair play to him, he kept persisting and it worked and it paid off for him.
Danny King was too conservative. He was way too conservative. You need to get your balls out and run him a bit wider.
Yeah, he needed to go that little bit wider, and unfortunately he just did not do that at all.
There seems to be a wide line appearing now. It's not so much down low. Charles Wright tried there and he was so slow. Danny King was far too fair here. He left him far too much room. I could have fit through there, and I'm a bit fat. And that's a waste of a tactical substitute.
Yeah, so the result of heat number 7 was a win for the rider in yellow, Leon Flint. Second, the rider in red, Danny King. And third, the rider in blue, Charles Wright. 3-all. Makes the scores 18 to the Redcar Bears, 24 to the Glasgow Tigers.
2 minutes are straight on for Heat 8. Be interesting to see which pairing come out here for Redcar. It'll be Villads Nagel and probably Max Perry. I don't see Freddie Hodder coming in here unless they want to wrap his evening up in this one. But I'd stick with...
they put him in this one and then put Max Perry in 9.
Possibly.
Depending on who the RR is in 9. I mean, I don't know who that could be, but
when we get a break in the action here, I'll bring an update from Scunny. I presume you'll have one from Edinburgh by that point as well.
Yeah, shock one from Edinburgh I didn't see coming.
Oh, okay. We'll cover over that in a couple of minutes. 2 minutes is on. Ace Piper is in blue, and Jody Scott retains his place in gate 4. Villags Nagel unbeaten so far, and Max Perry stays in as well.
So the lineup for heat number 8. In yellow off gate number 1 is Max Perry. Blue in gate number 2 is Ace Piper. In white off gate number 3, although that looks a bit of a shady yellow, is Villads Nagel, and off the outside...
Shade of yellow? Are you colourblind?
It's got a tinge of yellow.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
And in red off gate 4 is Jody Scott.
Do you want more glasses?
Okay, actually, I take that back. Now look at it, closer inspection. I take that back. I take that well back.
The line where it's moved to now, or where it was in that last race, is an Ace Piper line.
Right out on that outside.
What's Ace? Ace is gesturing at something, or is he just trying to psych himself out? I think he's just trying to psych himself up.
Sure.
He's doing his pre-race ritual.
He's gesturing at Steen. Watch.
Yeah, watch this, pal. Start Marshall's going to walk between gates 3 and 4. He walks away, the tapes fly. And Ace Piper's made another beautiful start there off gate number 2, and he's going to lead it into the first turn. He's kept it low. He's got some speed as well. Villads Nagel's being headed for the first time tonight. Jody Scott comes through on the outside of Max Perry as well, and there he sets off chase after the Glasgow number 2, but Ace Piper's just holding the lead at the moment. Nagel's going wide. He's following the Leon Flint line from the last race. He looks quicker than Ace, to be honest. He's now tucking back towards the inside. Ace is running a touch wider. He's going to leave himself vulnerable, and the Glasgow man's there. But Ace is brave there. He stays on the outside of him with Nagal a little bit out of shape. He is quicker than Ace. There's no doubt about that. He's the quicker of the two riders. Ace is riding conservatively, running wide, cutting back. Nagal's going to do it. Ace lifts. 1 lap left to go for the Redcar reserve, but Nagal's quicker. He's running wide. I think he's going to get past him down his back straight. Ace knows he's coming, he tries to run him up, he gets around him, and he's just going to chop his nose off and hold on to that. Although Ace is still there, Ace is just, Nagal's just took that on the line. And Jody Scott's took third over Max Perry. No, he's not. Max Perry's took third. Jody Scott's screwed it up. Nagal can celebrate that all he likes, but that was a mistake from Ace that allowed him through, so there ain't really much to celebrate there, pal.
Nagal definitely got that, yeah.
He did get it, yeah, but it wasn't like he earned it or anything. It was a mistake from Piper that let him through. So
what I will say is that was a cracking race between those two. I actually thought Ace was going to win that, but Nagal wound it on the outside, and Ace should have just pushed him a little bit further wide, and that would have stopped him getting through.
Yeah, but yeah, he did try. He gave it everything, and Jody Scott should go and pack his van now because his day's got to be over.
Yeah, that wasn't the best ride from Jody Scott. And the result of heat number 8 was a win for the rider in white, Viladz Nagal. Second, the rider in blue, Ace Piper. And third, the rider in yellow, Max Perry. A 2-4 to the Glasgow Tigers. Makes the scores 20 to the Redcar Bears, 28 to the Glasgow Tigers.
And I can't see a way in which Redcar pull this back now, to be honest.
I think the aggregate's all but sewn up as well.
I don't know about the aggregate, I ain't looked at that.
It was 48-42 the last time out.
We'll have updates from Edinburgh and Scunny, then we'll go to you first, Al.
Go to me first. Well, I have heat number 7 from Edinburgh, which was won by the rider in yellow, Drew Kemp, with Jonas Jeppesen in second and Jonathan Gran in third. A 5-1 to the Bandits.
Is that the shock one?
Yeah, that was a shock one.
Michael Palm-Toft running a last enter shock is shit.
Well, I was expecting Jonathan Grant to be second or first, to be fair. Well, a 5-1 to the Bandits makes the scores 24 to the Edinburgh Monarchs, 18 to the Berwick Bandits. And Jordi Loftus is replaced by Jonathan Grant in heat number 8.
We've had one race run. We've had 2 races run now, but there was a bit of drama in heat 7. First of all, though, heat 6 was won by Zane Kennedy with Antivulas in second and Steve Worrell third for a 4-2 to Scunny to make the scores 27 points to 9. Heat number 7 was stopped after Jai Etheridge ran into the back of Declan Kennedy. Jai Etheridge was disqualified, and in the rerun Jake Allen took the win from Declan Kennedy in second and Tate Zishki in third for another 5-1 to Scunny. And the score after 7 heats is the Scunthorpe Scorpions 32, the Workington Comets 10.
Oh dear.
Yeah, Workington are crap. They
Workington management should be concerned.
They should be concerned. You're absolutely right. Their number 1 ain't doing a lot. Their reserves are awful.
Yeah, he's not doing very much at all at number 1, is that man, is he?
No, he's not.
Jeez Louise.
We're watching a replay from when Edinburgh were at Redcar. It's a very, very rare race win for Michael Palm-Toft. Are you back on the chips, Al?
I will be. I need to go and grab it. I need to go and get a drink at some point.
I better go and get a drink, Mush. I can fill in for the moment. Don't you worry. Don't be long, though.
I won't be long.
Yeah, don't keep us all waiting. If you're in the comments or watching, get in the comments. Keep us company. Al's gone to get a drink. I've just had a text from Palmer from Scunny. The aggregate now is tied up at 69 points apiece. So Scunny have clawed back that entire deficit. And without Workington riding, I wouldn't be surprised to see Scunny take the aggregate point as well. Al's back.
Yep.
Or they've just had an earthquake in Glasgow, one of the two.
Nah, it's definitely me back. It's not an earthquake in Glasgow.
Do you want the good news, Al?
Go on then.
The aggregate score at Scunny is now all tied up at 69-69.
For Palmer, this one's for you. Way!
Oh, grow up, Alan. For God's sake.
I'm sorry, YouTube comments. I had to do it for Palmer.
Look how different the track looked at Redcar for this meeting than it
Oh, I
looks
know.
tonight. It looks so different tonight, and it's got to be riding different because the majority of the bears are struggling. There's been 3 race winners from 8 races for Redcar. Charles Ride's won 1, Ben Trigger won Heat 2, and Ace Piper has won 1.
You know what's bad when Danny King hasn't won a heat round Redcar yet?
He should have won the last one. He was way too conservative. You've put mockers on him for your riders. Watch.
It's my fault.
It's your fault, Al. You've caused this.
I've caused it.
You've caused it. Oh my God. Scunny ahead on aggregate. Heat number 8. Heat number 8 was won by Simon Lambert with Zane Kennedy in second and Fraser Bowes third. Connor Coles at the back. Another 5-1 to Scunner. And the score after 8 heats at the Eddie Wright Raceway. Scunthorpe 37, Workington 11. Jacob Hook is replaced by Troy Batchelor in heat number 9 as a tactical substitute against Luke Harrison and Connor Martin to partner anti-Fuelas. But Luke Harrison's beaten Troy Batchelor once. Can he do it again?
And he's got the antivirus on him as well.
And he's got the antivirus there as well, yeah.
I've just seen the comment for heat number 8 up at Edinburgh. Jack Smith from the inside collides with Jonathan Gran on first bend. Race stopped, but all 4 allowed in the rerun.
Jack Smith's shine, he joined Berwick, really well. He started really well when he got there, and the shine has gone. He's been poor in the last couple of meetings for the Bandits, to be honest. And Glasgow are looking really good here tonight, and they're to be honest, this would probably be considered an upset. I think even you were expecting Glasgow to lose this meeting.
And I quote, I predicted a 47-43 win to Redcar, so even I thought we were going to lose this.
So this would be considered an upset in my humble opinion. Kyle Elworth's back out for heat 9, that's why the track grade came there.
I just wonder who's taking the RR and blue for Eric Riss.
I wouldn't be surprised to see it be one of the reserves.
Yeah.
I could see Ben Trigger coming in again.
Yeah, he's only had, 2 heats?
Yeah,
So
he's got another programmed, but when's he next out? When's he out with Danny King?
Heat number 11.
Against Chris Harris and Phil Nagal?
Yeah. Do you then put him in heat number 9 and swap him and Ace Piper round?
No, I think you put Ace Piper in this one. Who are they against? Kyle Elworth and Freddie Hodder?
Kyle Howarth and Freddie Hodder. Well, at the minute, Freddie Hodder, unless it's going to be Perry.
I think
I don't know.
I think that is Max Perry there as well. Yeah, I think you put Ace in this one. I think you give Ace Piper the rider replacement.
Yeah.
He's gating, and that's part of the task.
Do you know what? Ace Piper's impressed me the last couple of weeks. He's definitely getting better.
He's knuckled down. He went out, did that training camp at Torren, the Extra League training camp, and he's come back and his mindset's completely changed. He learnt a lot, and he's enjoying his racing, to be honest.
Someone came out there in blue, but all we could see was someone doing track grading.
There's someone in a black helmet. Who's that? It can't be Jody Scott.
Oh, there he is. Mr. Sumo Wrestler Cammy Brown.
Up you go, son. Don't lean on that wood too hard, otherwise you'll go arse over tit over the back of it. He looks like a child at the playgrounds just seen monkey bars for the first time. The rider in blue is Danny King, who is eligible to take an extra ride. But to be honest, he's not been fantastic tonight. I'm maybe a little bit surprised at that.
Danny King is taking the RR. So the lineup for heat number 9. In white off gate number 1 is Kyle Howarth. In blue off gate number 2 is Danny King. Freddie Hodder goes in yellow gate 3 and Jason Edwards in red off gate number 4.
I do feel a little bit for Freddie Hodder because number 6 in any team, in my opinion, is the hardest position to ride in. you're a reserve, but barring Heat 2, you're against Heat leaders for the rest of the meeting.
It was never going to be easier for him.
It's a really, really difficult place to ride. So the start marshal then, bringing the riders in. Jason Edwards is the last to settle off gate number 4. He walks away. Tapes fly. Kyle Eweth's had a nibble there. Although he's missed it, to be fair, Danny King's away and gone. Will the Reds come on for an unsatisfactory start there? And Redcar on a 5-1. Kyle Eweth's gone to behind Jason Edwards as well. Danny King's away and gone out in front. Jason Edwards comes through for second. As Kyle Eweth maybe slowed down a touch there just so that it doesn't get stopped. He's passed Jason Edwards again quite easily, and he's sent Jason Edwards right. Freddie Hodder might come through here as well. Freddie Hodder's there or thereabouts. He's on the pace in this one. Danny King's away and gone. But Redcar really need Jason Edwards to get past Carl Hurth, and Carl Hurth's pulling away from him now, to be honest. A 4-2's not enough for the home side here, and Freddie Hodder's all over the back of Jason Edwards as well. But Danny King tastes fresh air again. He's already done that once tonight. Kyle Eweth's riding a road wide and cut back to mid-track line, and he's gaining ground on Danny King. He's got one lap to try and rein in the former British champion. Danny King just pulls it away a little bit more now, and this should be settled out for a 4-2 for the home side. Kyle Eweth runs wide, but Jason Edwards ain't close enough to challenge, and Jason Edwards does just hold on to third. Freddie Hodder at the rear of the field.
Yeah, Kyle Howard getting a little bit of a nibble there. I was surprised it wasn't brought back. But given they got into a 5-1, maybe was lucky to get away with that. But yeah,
I think Kyle may have slowed down intentionally to let Jason through to stop it coming back, knowing that he'd rather have just. Although he's going to get a warning regardless. He comes back under Jace really easily, to be honest. Sends Jason really wide as well. And Jace was lucky to hold on from Freddie Hodder, in truth. Freddie Hodder weren't tailed off there by any stretch, though, and the gap closed just a touch.
So the result of heat number 9 was a win for the rider in blue, Danny King. Second, the rider in white, Kyle Howarth. And third, the rider in red, Jason Edwards. A 4-2 to Redcar makes the scores 24 to the Redcar Bears, 30 to the Glasgow Tigers.
Is there an RR for Glasgow in 10?
Yes, RR.
That's going to be Nagal.
It's got to be Nagal this time, surely. Yeah.
Howarth's taken it, Bomber's taken it, and Leon Flint will take the last one. This has got to be Nagal. I can't see it being either reserve.
To be honest, Neil,
I'd probably expect Ace Piper to replace Jody Scott here as well, or maybe Ben Trigger comes in to replace Jody Scott.
To get his last race out of the way.
I don't think Ben Trigger's been bad, to be honest. I don't think he's done anything wrong, but it's been a long time, and yeah, maybe. Jody Scott's, his night's got to be done. He got into third and he was comfortable. I don't know how he threw it away, but he did. And we're just waiting actually for the rider off gate 4, whether it'll be Jody Scott, who's already had gate 4 twice.
That's Nagal in white. You were spot on.
That is Nagal, and it's Ace Piper in blue. Sorry, Ace Piper replaces Jody Scott.
Ace Piper in blue and Dylan Nagal in white.
Have these two Redcar boys come to the wrong gates? Jody Scott's already had gate 4. I think the Redcar boys are on the wrong gates. The graphic says they are.
Says Charles says the red and red should be off gate 4.
I think they're at the wrong gates.
So the lineup for heat number 10 should be Leon Flint in yellow off gate 1. I'm going to assume it should be Ace Piper in blue off gate 2.
I think they're at the wrong gates.
Vilaj Nagal in white gate 3, and Charles Wright should be in red off gate 4, but nobody has picked up on it yet.
Because Jody Scott, who should have been in this race, was off gate 4 in heat number 8.
Yeah.
So he's had his gate 4.
I'm not sure why that's not been picked up.
That should be the referee should be noticing that. The stream has got the right gates. I think the Redcar boys are on the wrong gates.
The start marshal's not
Start marshal ain't doing anything, the ref ain't doing anything, but if this goes a heat advantage to Redcar and then the ref notices that gets rerun, this could be controversy here. Start marshal walks away. Tapes fly, Ace Piper's missed the start this time. Charles Wright's gone straight out for the dirt, and Ace is going straight back for the inside. He's got a bit of speed on him as well. He's near Nagal, but the two Glasgow boys have just pulled away. Ace is persisting with the inside and comes up the inside of Nagal, who's just screwed it back on around the outside of him and gets back ahead. Charles Wright's checked out, he's away and he's gone. Ace Piper's making a nuisance of himself on the inside there. But Nagal's going to see his maximum ended if he stays here. Leon Flint's in second place, just tooling round. Charles Wright's gone. Ace Piper's keeping the Glasgow pair honest, but there's not much of a passing line really, to be honest, at the moment, especially where Ace is riding down low. He is putting pressure on Nagal, but you just get the feeling the Glasgow boys have got all the answers for this one. But I'll be interested to see if that's allowed to stand or whether it is rerun because the gates were wrong or the graphic was wrong. One of the two. Ace Piper's putting a bit of pressure on. Nagal does lock up, but he just holds on. Ace Piper was very, very competitive there, and Charles Wright was gone. I ain't going to write that result in just yet, because I ain't 100% sure that's going to stand.
I was thinking exactly the same thing. If I was Cammy Brown, which I'm not, but I'd be picking up the phone to say I think they were on the wrong gates.
But then they get a rerun. It could be a 5-1 to Redcar.
Could be. Do you leave it? Do you not leave it? That's the debate you've got to have.
It's a strange one. But I think they were on the wrong gates, personally. The stream certainly said they were, and Jody Scott had already had gate 4, so it's an interesting one. The result's been allowed to stand.
So the result of heat number 10 was a win for the rider in red, Charles Wright. Second to the rider in yellow, Leon Flint. And third to the rider in white, Village Nagal. A 3-all makes the current scores 27 to the Redcar Bears, 33 to the Glasgow Tigers.
That ends Leon Flint's maximum, that ends Village Nagal's maximum, but Nagal's back out in heat number 11, partner in Bomber against, is it Danny King and Ben Trigger?
Danny King and Ben Trigger, well, potentially Ben Trigger.
It will be Trigger. Trigger will keep his spot in this next one.
But he is in 14 as well, so...
I reckon Ace will go in there. I reckon Trigger stays in this one. And the thing that's working in Redcar's favour is that Max Perry, although he started well, has only scored 1 point after his second in Heat 2 when Freddie Huddersfield to score. And they've both got the reserves. One or the other is going to be in 12 and 14.
Yeah.
So that's where you need to capitalise. It's been a long time since Trigger's last ride. Am I right in thinking he took the RR in Heat 3 and he ain't been out since?
Trigger has not been out since Heat number 3.
I was right then. Anything going on at Edinburgh, right. Mush?
So, heat number 8, which was rerun, was won by the rider in white, Sam Hagan. Paco Castagna in second, and Jack Smith took third. A 4-2 to the Bandits made the score 26 points to 22. Heat number 9 was won by Peter Kildemand with Justin Sedgman second and Kai Thompson third. That 3-all made the scores 29 points to 25. And Heat 10 was won by Drew Kemp with Victor Palavara second and Paco Castagna third. Another 3-all, and the current scores after 10 heats is Edinburgh Monarchs 32, Berwick Bandits 28.
There's been 2 races at Scunny since we last spoke. Heat number 9 was a bright spark for Workington, with Anti-Vulas taking the flag from Troy Batchelor, the tactical substitute, in second, and Connor Mount in third. Luke Harrison's maximum goes up in smoke. Ben Trigger does keep his spot in this one for 1 point to Scunny and 5 to Workington. Then it was confirmed Joy Etheridge had withdrawn from the remainder of the meeting, and it was normal service resumed in heat number 10, with Etheridge replaced by Jacob Hook, with Steve Wall taking the win from Zane Kennedy even, and Tate Zishki third for a 5-1 to Scunny to make the scores 43 points to 17 after 10.
So Etheridge was that after he collided with the fence?
Yeah, after he clipped Deck's back wheel, Etheridge is out. That's not what Sheffield need.
No, or Workington.
Or Workington, yeah. They're riding
That's
again
my rider
tomorrow.
My rider to watch out the window.
You've jinxed him. They're riding again tomorrow at Plymouth. What Kevlars has Trigger got on? They're not his...
I don't even know what they are.
I don't know what they are. They're
Put
not
the
the
lineup
normal ones.
For heat number 11 in red off gate number 1. We've got Danny King, In white, off gate number 2 is Chris Harris. Ben Trigger goes in gate 3 in blue, and off the outside in yellow, Vilad's Nagal.
They look like old Redcar ones. Did he have a Redcar? Because he raced for Redcar's National League team last year. Did he get him? Their last year's Redcar suit, was he their reserve last year? It might have been. There is Redcar suit from last year.
Ben Trigger was the Redcar reserve last year.
Yeah, that's his Redcar suit from last season he's got on.
May as well make use of it.
I like them because they had the riders' individual touches along with the team camouflage. Really unique way of doing it. Right, Star Marshal's about to walk away for heat number 11, and he does. And Danny King makes a gate. Chris Harris has missed it. Ben Trigger's missed it, but cuts back to the inside. Danny King runs wide, and he's going to get passed by both of the Tigers here. He has to tuck in down that back straight. It's tight. Nagal comes through for the lead. Bombers into second. Danny King round the outside of one, up the inside of the other, and Danny King goes from third to first in one foul swoop. Chris Harris is on the inside of Danny King. Danny King's found some grip and is streaking away now. Ben Trigger's at the back, but he's on the back of the two Glasgow riders. Nagal's giving chase, and Bombers just a little bit tailed off behind the front two now. Nagal's going wider. Danny King's going to have eyes in the back of his head because Nagal's going to find that gap up the inside if Danny King is leaving the door open. Danny King's riding the mid-track to cut back line. Nagal looks quicker, but Danny King's defending really well. That was a beautiful pass from Danny King on the first lap. And I think he's probably just done enough now, although Nagal is going to give it one last go. He's going to go for a shit or bust move around the outside. He's going to cut it back, and he lifts at the wrong time. Danny King holds on with Chris Harris taking third over Ben Trigger, who wasn't a million miles away.
Stunning ride that from Danny King to hold off Nagal there. Nagal giving out everything he had to get past him, but just lifted at the wrong time towards the end, and that allowed Danny King to secure the win for the Redcar Bears. But yeah, fair play to him. He's got better as the match has gone on.
He's done, yeah, good ride that. He saw both the Tigers come down. He saw one go inside, one go outside, and thought, sod you both, I'm going through the middle. And he made it stick. Nagal was quicker though. And the result
of heat number 11 was a win for the rider in red, Danny King. Second, the rider in yellow, Vilad's Nagal. And third, the rider in white, Chris Harris. A 3-all, it makes the current scores 30 to the Redcar Bears, 36 to the Glasgow Tigers.
Races are running out for Redcar now.
And that ends Chris Harris's maximum as well.
Nobody from the Glasgow team are going to get a maximum now, which...
No.
A little bit of pride, I suppose, for the Bears.
The Bears were going, yes, finally, the last one's been done.
It's like bowling, anyway. You knock the skittles down, and you've just got a couple left standing, take one out, and then another left standing, take that out, done. No one's getting one. Although Nagal looked quicker than Danny King there, it was a smart ride from to be fair, the experienced charger for the Bears. And Trigger wasn't a million miles away either, to be honest. You know, he's probably had to do his entire warm-up routine again.
Yeah.
We've got riders at tapes for heat number 12.
So I'm assuming the interval will be after 12 then?
They may not have one. I know they've got second half action, so they may just carry on straight through and have the interval between the second half.
Yeah.
We'll soon find out.
Need to wait and see who the RR is in white.
That's Leon Flint. It was always going to be Leon Flint. Because the other three RRs have been with Leon Flint.
Spotted Max Perry is in yellow.
Yeah, Max Perry from Freddie Hodder, and Ace Piper is in blue.
He always was in blue.
That's good then. That's very, very well observed, Al.
That's very well observed. So, the new lineup for heat number 12 in red off gate 1 is Jason Edwards. In yellow off gate 2 is reserve switch replacing Freddie Hodder as Max Perry, not Max Piper Allen.
Did you really get him a bit mixed up?
I wrote Max Piper down instead of Max Perry.
Wow.
Gate 3 in blue is Ace Piper, and off gate 4 in white, rider replacement, Leon Flint. Cannot believe I wrote Max Piper, but there we go.
What a penis!
I mean, they do both start with the letter P, so it's easily mixed up.
You got a point. Although Piper and Perry are slightly different. One of
Yep.
them's half Scottish and half Dutch. The other one is Max Perry.
Yep.
Oh wow. So Start Marshall walks away for heat number 12. Tapes for Ace Piper's made a really bad start. Jason Edwards has made a really good start. The Glasgow boys are there or thereabouts. Max Perry's into second place. Ace Piper's now got some catching up to do because he was sleeping at the gate. Jason Edwards is going wide. Leon Flint's not going so wide this time. He's been the one on the outside line all meeting. Max Perry is holding on to third at this point in time, but Ace Piper is starting to put some pressure on him now. It looks like it's quite difficult to pass there though. Max Perry's riding a really smart line. Ace Piper cuts back. He's not going to have the speed this time around. Jason Edwards still leads. Leon Flint's throwing everything at him in second place, and Max Perry's riding a really smart ride in third to hold off Ace Piper. I'd say Ace is probably quicker, but when you've been left behind at the start like that, it's always difficult to make up ground, and Glasgow will happily take a 3-all out of this one. Ace has closed onto Max Perry now, but he ain't going to have enough time to make a pass. He does cut it back though. He's just going to run out, miss out on the run to the line. And that was a good ride from Jason Edwards, and Ace Piper's absolutely kicking himself because that was the worst start I've seen him make for a long time. Acknowledgement between Jace and Leon, and a good ride from Max Perry to keep third as well.
Yeah, good result race there from Jason Edwards. 2 races in one there with Leon Flint chasing down Jason Edwards and Max Perry holding off Ace Piper. Got a feel for Piper there. That wasn't his best start of the night. Missing the start and just couldn't seem to make the ground up at all. Really.
I'll be honest, this is probably the worst I've seen the Redcar track for a while.
It's not the
there
best.
aren't a lot of passing opportunities.
So the result for heat number 12 was a win for the rider in red, Jason Edwards. Second, the rider in white, Leon Flint. And third, the rider in yellow, Max Perry. A 3-all makes the scores 33 to the Redcar Bears, 39 to the Glasgow Tigers.
There's been one race run at Scunny since the last update. Heat 11 was a win for the rider in red, Jake Allen, with Troy Batchelor in second and Declan Kennedy in third, and it's a 4-2 to Scunny, progressively 47 points to 19. It sounds like a really good race. Jake Allen led, Batchelor and Declan Kennedy got second, then Batchelor came up the inside of Kennedy and up the inside of Allen. Allen gets back around the outside of him, and Kennedy nearly gets him on the line as well.
Well, there's been one race up at Edinburgh, which was won by the rider in red, Michael Palm Toft, with Jonathan Grant in second, and Nick Morris doing Nick Morris things and finishing third. A 5-1 to the Edinburgh Monarchs now makes the scores 37 to the Edinburgh Monarchs, 29 to the Berwick Bandits. And they're having a lot of track grading.
I don't see a way that Redcar get anywhere near back into this meeting now. I think Glasgow have won it just by how much they're going to win.
Yeah, well, they're 6 up at the minute. So
I don't know what you do in 14 either, because although Ace Piper scored well, he has just ran 2 lasts, although he did keep Max Perry honest there.
I think you chuck him in for Trigger, but then who is left to take the RR? Edwards?
Yeah, because the other 3 have been with him, so Edwards
will
be the RR in 14.
Unless they keep Trigger in and make it, for some strange reason, Ace Piper.
Ace won't take it, it'll be Edwards. I don't know, do you put Ace in or do you put Trigger in? I mean, Ace has had 6 rides at this point. Do you give him his full quota of 7, or do you give Trigger another opportunity?
I forgot to put AC's score in for that one. Oops. I reckon you give it. See, if you leave Trigger in, he'll not have been out since heat 11. It's another 3 heats he's had to wait.
I mean, he waited from heat 3 to heat 11. he stood the longest wait. I don't know. Ace had speed in that last one as well. It was from the gate, but Trigger's not particularly gating well either. Let's have a look in our comments and see what's going on. We've got 12 people watching, no comments. If you are watching, give us a comment, give us a bit of filler. We really don't want to go for an interval if we can help it, because that's where the comments and the numbers and viewers go down. So we want to try and stay talking if we can stay talking.
Well, there's been a tactical substitute up at Edinburgh. Dale Wood comes out of heat number 12 and is replaced by Peter Kildemand.
To partner.
He'll team up with Jonas Jepperson against Justin Sedgman, and at the minute Jordi Loftus, unless they put in Jonathan Grant.
Which, let's be honest, they probably will.
I'm just going to check something. Jordi Loftus has only had 2 rides, so he either has to take that one or 4.
He has got to have a third one then. I'd say, yeah, you're probably sacrificing there then.
Yeah.
What's he scored so far?
Jordi Loftus, 1. 1 from 2.
Interestingly, you mentioned Jordi Loftus. Him and the one for the Tigers that struggled here tonight, Freddie Hodder, both been snapped up by Leicester Fox Cubs National Development Trophy team.
Yeah, when I was quite strange when I heard that last night.
I went surprised
in my head,
by
I'm
that.
going.
They're both really good at National League level, and that makes that Fox Cubs team strong in a team that's got William Cairns in it as well.
So who did they replace then?
Sonny Springer retired and Caden Martin retired.
Oh, okay.
And
fair enough.
A little bit of other National League news. Ben Morley has signed for Scunthorpe and Sheffield Steelers for the rest of the season in place of Nathan Ablett, whose injury looks a little bit more serious than first expected.
Wonder what Mr. Palmer thinks of that one.
He's happy with it. We found out yesterday when Morley told us.
Oh well, there you go then.
Palmer was well happy with that. Oh, it's a shame for Nathan because he was doing well and he'd just taken a Premiership guest ride, which he hadn't had a lot of. Premiership team news: Sheffield have signed Nick Morris and Jai Etheridge. Nick Morris is having a difficult return to racing at Edinburgh, and Jai Etheridge has got injured at Scunthorpe, so that's not particularly great. Quick, get on the blower to Louis Kerr and Justin Sedgman.
Oh, that tactical substitute backfired for
didn't
Berwick.
It? That was why? What's happened?
Well, Justin Sedgman won heat number 12, and Jonas Jefferson finished second, with Peter Kildemand finishing third. So got them a 3-all at best, and that makes the scores 40 points to 32.
Same thing that happened here earlier on with the 3-all when Charles Wright was on a tactical.
Yep.
Not been a good night for tactical substitutes, has it? Apart from the one for Workington at Scunny, which did yield a 5-1 for the Comets. It looks like they're taking an interval at Scunny now as well. Al, do you want to get the fixtures up for this weekend and have a quick run through those?
Yep. I just actually was thinking that in my head. Good minds think alike. I was thinking that in my head.
And then I'll have a quick run through of the people that we're working for as D&D Media, which is what normally Palmer does, but I'll do it.
So, is it just Saturday and Sunday's fixtures you want?
Do Saturday, Sunday and Monday. Do the full weekend and
Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Okay. So, tomorrow, the Plymouth Gladiators are at home to the Workington Comets.
Which is on BSN.
Which is on BSN. So, if you can't make it along to Plymouth, get it up on BSN. The Berwick Bandits host the Oxford Cheetahs at home at Berwick, and I'm assuming it will be on Bandits TV. And the only match not on the telly box is Glasgow Tigers versus the Scunthorpe Scorpions.
Imagine you lot not streaming.
I know. We did used to stream, but apparently it cost too much.
It did, yeah, because you went all professional and it was a stupid idea.
Yeah. And then on Sunday, it's the Leicester Lion Fox Cubs versus the Plymouth Centurions in the National Development Trophy. And it's a 3 o'clock start. And then on Monday, there's 3 fixtures. The Kingsland Stars are at home to the Leicester Lions. The Bellevue Aces are at home to the Ipswich Witches. And the Birmingham Brummies are at home to the Sheffield Tigers.
And Bellevue and Ipswich is the TNT television meeting.
Is that one? Oh, there you go. It's on TNT, so if you can't make it along to the National Speedway Stadium, then pop it on TNT Sports
And
for the very nice price of £30 a month.
just a little bit of admin that we tend to do around about this time as D&D Media. Me and Palmer are delighted to be working with a handful of people this year. Ace and Steam Piper, Ben Barker, Jake Allen, Simon Lambert, Declan Kennedy, Ben Morley and the Scunthorpe Scorpions Championship team. We did have Connor King, but he's now called it a day. If you want to follow D&D Media or get in contact with us, we have a Facebook page, D&D Media, a website, dndmediadesigns.weebly.com, or you can email us at dndmediaspeedway@gmail.com. That's all the admin done. I can breathe again now.
Yeah.
Big end to the meeting needed for Redcar here, just to salvage a bit of pride. I don't think they're going to win the meeting. Glasgow have done the hard yards early on, and it's been an interesting meeting, to be honest. It's been really good. I think they're in the interval at Scunny. It's unusual to see Scunny take an interval, to be honest with you. And
Kids race time.
After heat number 14, 2 minutes are on for heat number, is it 12?
Heat number 13.
This is 13, oh bloody hell. And we have all 4 riders at the tape, 3:13. This could be tasty, Al.
It could be, because it's the battle of the big guns. In white, off gate number 1, is the old man himself, Chris Harris. Gate 2 in red is Charles Wright. Gate 3 in yellow is Kyle Howarth. And off the outside in blue is Danny King. 3 former British champions and Kyle Howarth.
Oh God, poor Kyle.
Sorry, 3 former British champions at 2025 British Wildcard and Kyle Howarth.
Oh yeah, right, it was the wild card, weren't it? Interestingly enough, the fella off gate 1 next to him is the fella who robbed that off.
Yep.
On the last bend as well.
Last bit that was a cracking race.
So how many British we got 5 British championships in this race, 3 for Bomber and 1 apiece for Charles Wright and Danny King. And to be
Bomber
fair,
only got 3?
Yeah.
I thought he had more than 3.
Kite Bomber's got 3. I think all of them were won at Monmore as well.
Yes. I want to say they were.
I have bad memories of Chris Harris in the 2017 playoff final when he was an absolute bag of shit while guesting for Wolves and cost us that league title.
He does that sometimes. He'll turn up, and then some nights he'll just not turn up.
Yeah, it was useless that year. It was useful. It was as useful as a condom with an hole in it. We've got riders coming down to the tapes. To be fair, the Glasgow Tigers are on the favoured gate. Start Marshall walks away for heat number 13. Tapes fly. Charles Wright and Chris Harris have gated. Danny Kingsdale off the outside as well. Chris Harris is sending the Redcar boys wide, and Carl Howarth comes through the middle. Charles Wright gets over Carl Howarth. Danny King's tried to steam under him, but has just run out of space. Charles Wright setting off after Chris Harris, and Danny King is in pursuit of Carl Howarth. This will effectively wrap the meeting up for the Glasgow Tigers with 2 races to go. Chris Harris is away and gone. It's unusual to see Chris Harris make a gate, to be honest. Charles Wright setting off after him, but Chris Harris has the answers at the moment, and Carlo have settled down third. Danny King is on his back wheel, but can't really find a way through. He's trying absolutely everything to get past, but it's not looking likely at this moment in time. And these positions look comfortable. We've got 1 lap left to go. Bombers checked out and gone. Charles Wright's there or thereabouts. There is a little bit of a battle going on for 3rd and 4th, but I don't think those positions are going to swap either, and Glasgow are going to edge ahead again, with Chris Harris taking the win, Charles Wright in 2nd and Carl Howarth in 3rd.
Yeah, good battle between the 4 riders there, but Chris Harris just doing Chris Harris things and leading out in front. But I actually thought, to be fair, that Kyle Howarth would get passed by Danny King at the back, but King just not really getting there, and I think he's starting to struggle a little bit again. But you never know, he might find something in heat 15, because I'm going to almost assume he'll be out in 15. But yeah, good race from the 4 boys, and the result of heat number 13 was a win for the rider in white, Chris Harris. 2nd, the rider in red, Charles Wright, and 3rd, the rider in yellow, Kyle Howarth. 2 points to Redcar, 4 to Glasgow, and it makes the scores 35 to the Redcar Bears, 43 to the Glasgow Tigers.
We've had
more or less
another race from Scunny. It's been a very rare heat advantage for the Comets. Heat number 12 was awarded with Simon Lambert being disqualified as the cause of the stoppage, won by reserve Jacob Hook, second Luke Harrison, and third Tate Zischke. And Ben Trigger does retain his spot. Hayes Piper's not going to get a 7th ride. I think that's probably the right decision, to be honest. And Jason Edwards is the rider replacement in red as expected. Max Perry comes or stays. I think he's in this race, isn't he? But it's Max Perry in yellow.
You want to know something hilarious? Nick Morris has been replaced by Jack Smith in Heat 13 after getting disqualified up at Edinburgh.
Oh God, did he jump the tapes again? Because
I'm going to have to guess so.
He'd have been on a warning for going through him, and if he's twitched again, then he will be excluded.
So in blue off gate 1 is Ben Trigger, white off gate number 2 is Leon Flint, and red off gate 3 is Jason Edwards, and off the outside in yellow is Max Perry.
After this race, Al, you'll nominate a rider of the meeting, and I'll nominate one. Anyone who's in the comments can tell us who they would like to vote for if they wish to, and if you don't, then I'll pick one after this. Winnie says, when's the next watch along, gents? Do you do GPs? The next watch along will be in about 2 weeks' time, because I'm going on holiday and I do all the techie stuff, so we won't be able to do one. We don't do Grand Prix, to be honest, generally. Palmer would rather sit in and watch a Grand Prix with a Chinese, and I absolutely don't blame him. So no, generally we don't. We do some individual British competitions, under 19 meeting maybe we do if it's streamed from Workington later in the season. We did the under 21 final as well. So Start Marshall walks away for the penultimate race of the night. And that's a beautiful gate off gate 2 for Leon Flint, and Max Perry's there with him as well. Jason Edwards run wide, and Ben Trigger's coming up the inside of all of them. Ben Trigger's keeping it low, but it's Leon Flint emerging from the back straight at the lead. Jason Edwards goes really wide, and Max Perry is going to come underneath him if he's not careful. Ben Trigger's keeping it low on the inside, and he's in second place. Jason Edwards is on a brave wide line. Max Perry is all over the back of the Redcar pairing as well. Leon Flint's away and he's gone, although Jason Edwards has just come underneath him there. Leon went miles too wide, and Jason Edwards said thank you very much. He's come straight underneath, and now he's going wide. Leon's trying to send him wider. Jason Edwards has got in front of the former British under 19 or 21, whichever one it was, champion, and Jason Edwards leads Leon Flint with Ben Trigger holding off Max Perry in third place. Ben Trigger's persisting with that inside line, although the speed looks to be a bit wider out. Max Perry's going for the eye wide and handsome line. Ben Trigger's going to have to send him wide. Ben Trigger does come across the line. Smart ride from Trigger in third, and it's a heat advantage for the Bears. Good ride from Jason Edwards. Good defensive ride from Ben Trigger as well.
5 words. What was Leon Flint doing?
He
had that race.
He was in Middlesbrough town centre somewhere.
Yeah, it was in that place that we like to call no man's land.
He was way too wide for that. You don't get no man's land that wide, Bush.
As Palmer say, you'd have a Jet 2 holiday to no man's land.
Yeah, it was. He was just a bit too wide, to be honest.
So the result of heat number 14 was a win for the rider in red. Jason Edwards second, the rider in white, Leon Flint, and third, the rider in blue, Ben Trigger. A 4-2 to the Redcar Bears makes the scores 39 to the Redcar Bears, 45 to the Glasgow Tigers.
It is, and now it's time for Al, you to nominate your rider of the meeting. It can be any of the 12 riders on display, because rider replacements pulling double duty as well, but it can be any of the 12 riders that have taken part.
Oh, that's a shame. I was going to nominate Steve Piper, but oh well. No, I am nominating a Piper, however. I'm going to nominate Ace Piper because he's been pretty good tonight, to be fair. Fair play to him. He's done well. Apart from the last couple of races, he's had a cracking go at it at number 7.
So you've nominated a Redcar rider. I'm going to nominate a Glasgow rider. I'm going for Vilads Nagal, who's been absolutely bloody fantastic.
Yeah, that's to be fair. I was staying away from nominating a Glasgow rider so there wasn't two there, and it wasn't as biased. And I thought Ace Piper out of all the Redcar bears has probably been the best out of them all.
It was either going to be Nagal or Piper for me. So if you'd have gone for Nagal, I'd have gone for Piper. He's the best of the. I think he's been really good for a 3 and a bit average rider. You know, he's taken 6 rides and he's scored in 4 of them, and he's won 1 of them, and should have probably won another. Couple of updates from Scunny. Heat 13 was won by Steve Worrell with Antivulas in second and Jake Allen third for the 4-2 to Scunny, and the score with 2 to go is 53 points to 25. And in heat number 14, Jacob Hook replaces Jai Etheridge to partner Connor Coles against Connor Mountain and Declan Kennedy. I worry for the comments in that race, I'll be honest.
Well, heat number 13 up at Edinburgh with obviously Jack Smith replacing Nick Morris was won by Peter Kildemand with Victor Palavara in second and Michael Palmtoft in third.
Brilliant.
With Jack Smith
brilliant
at the back.
Change. Fantastic. Superb.
Although Nick Morris was disqualified, so I can see why they've had to put Jack Smith in.
That's true.
So that 3-all makes the scores 43 to the Monarchs, 35 to the Bandits with 2 to go.
And if anyone is in the comments, we've got 10 people still listening to us. You can vote for either Ace Piper or Vilads Nagal as your rider of the meeting. If there's enough comments to vote for one rider or the other, they will be chosen. If there isn't, I'll pick.
And it's a battle of the current Tiger versus the former Tiger.
It is, yeah. And Ace did well at Glasgow as well. I think he got about 5 or 6 points. And you do always step it up against your former club, and I know Ace didn't want it mentioned that it was his former club when he was at Glasgow the other week, just because of he didn't want anyone thinking it was in his head and he was thinking about it or anything like that. But you always do step up a little bit against your former club,
just to prove a point.
Yeah. Oh, this is the meeting against Berwick we're watching when Tom Spencer was with the.
We're getting all the Redcar meetings.
Nagal for Winnie. So that's 1 vote for Vilads Nagal. There's 13 watching, but no one's in our comments, Al. No, nobody wants to vote for a rider of the night.
Winchester, are you alive?
Yeah, Winchester, you're normally listening from somewhere.
Well, Heat 14 has gone at Edinburgh, and it was won by Drew Kemp, with Kai Thompson in second and Jonathan Grant in third. That 3-all makes the scores going into Heat 15 46 to the Edinburgh Monarchs, 38 to the Berwick Bandits.
What's Nick scored?
Not a lot by the looks of things.
He was always going to be rusty when he came back, to be honest.
Nick Morris, 3 rides, 2 points.
Yeah, he'd have probably expected a couple more, but he was always going to be rusty after 2 years off the bike. Right, Winchester's just text saying he's here. Vote for a rider of the night as well. Give us a second vote for either Ace Piper or Vilads Nagal. The track tonight compared to these highlights of meetings, man.
I know.
I feel sorry for the riders in the second half meeting, because it's going to be like they're riding down the motorway.
Scunny's actually gone on later tonight than it did when I was there, because it was all wrapped up by about 8:30 when I was there.
They have an interval now, don't they? They never used to. It used to be wrapped up really, really quick. I used to love covering Scunny meetings because you know that you'd never been for a late night.
Is that Charles Wright in red?
Don't know much, not looked. Winchester's messaged and he has voted for Nagal.
Nagal streaks it at the moment.
By 2 votes to 0. Heat 14, Connor Coles fell off at Scunny and was won by Connor Mountain with Jacob Hook in second and Declan Kennedy in third. A 4-2 to Scunny makes it 57 points to 27 with 1 to go. And the lineup for 15 at Scunny, Steve Worrell goes in red, Jake Allen blue, Antivulas white, Troy Batchelor in yellow, and Scunny are off 1 and 3. We're waiting to see what the lineup is here, to be honest.
And I'll wait and see what the lineup is at 15.
They're all going to finish around the same time, Al.
Which is unusual.
We've got the 2 minutes slide, but the cameraman doesn't want to pan to the left yet.
Mr. Cameraman, could you be so kind and pan to the left?
Alan wants you to pan over, Mr. Cameraman, or lady. There we go, just for you, Al. So,
Here we go.
Redcar are off gates 1 and 3, and Charles Wright is in red. Chris Harris is in white. Villads Nagao is in yellow, and Jason Edwards is in blue. You can run us cross tapes, though, Al. I'll let you.
So the lineup for heat number 15. Thank you very much, you kind gentlemen. In red, off gate number 1 is Charles Wright. In white, off gate number 2 is Chris Harris. Jason Edwards in blue, off gate 3, and Villads Nagao in yellow, off gate number 4. Interesting not to see Kyle Howarth in 15 instead of Villads Nagao, but to be fair, he has been going.
Nagao's
really
been fantastic. He absolutely deserves heat 15, to be honest.
Yeah, and so does Jason Edwards, to be fair. It's going to be a struggle for him, though, I think, in 15.
Jason Edwards, gate 3. To be fair, Villads Nagao is off the unfavoured gate. Gate 1 has had 5 wins. Gate 3 has had 3 wins. Gate 2 has had 3 wins. Gate 4 has had 2.
Oh dear.
And I've missed the heat out somewhere. I don't know what E14 was ran off. So, yeah. Heat 15, Star Marshall walks away. It's an even start. Jason Edwards lifts. Chris Harris gets there. Villads Nagao doesn't get there. Chris Harris is streaking away already. He's gone. Jason Edwards is there or thereabouts, and Charles Wright's in 3rd place. And at the moment, the Bears are packing in. They can't win the meeting anyway. Even a 5-0 to Redcar would have meant the loss by 1. Charles Wright has now come under his less experienced teammate and is going off after Chris Harris. He will not want to be beat by Bomber again round his home track. And Charles Wright is off after the multiple-time British champion. Nagao is at the back in this one. Jason Edwards is fairly comfortable in 3rd place. Charles Wright looks quicker than Chris Harris, to be honest, but Bomber's getting his wheel in the dirt and he's pulling away nicely. Nagao's miles too wide. He's Middlesbrough town centre at this point. He's nowhere near. The Bears are going to pack in, but Bomber's going to take the last lap for the Tigers, and it's going to be a nice 48-42 win for the Tigers. Chris Harris rounds 3 and 4 for the final time and takes the flag. Charles Wright 2nd and Jason Edwards 3rd. Villads Nagao ends his evening with a duck. Charles Wright 2. Jason Edwards 1 and a bonus. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, good ride that from Chris Harris to hold off Charles Wright, and Jason Edwards packing in for 3rd place to hold off Villads Nagao, who's probably that's his worst ride of the night. But yeah, had a little bit of a struggle there. Tried to go too wide, but the result of Heat 15 was a win for the rider in white, Chris Harris. 2nd in red, Charles Wright, and 3rd in blue, Jason Edwards. A 3-all makes the final scores. Redcar Agilia Bears 42, Glasgow Allied Vehicles Tigers 48.
Villads Nagao giving it some with them wheelies. He looks like he enjoyed that. Al, do you want to run us through the 100 scorers, providing your math is mathing?
Just give me 1 second to add up the Tigers.
We'll stay live until 15's done at the 2 meetings we're both covering.
And if I'm after adding, you can tell me. So for the Redcar Bears, Charles Wright 12 and a bonus. Jody Scott failed to score. Jason Edwards 10 and 1. Danny King 9. Ben Trigger 4. And Ace Piper 7. And for the Glasgow Tigers, Chris Harris 14 plus 3. Villads Nagao 11 plus 2. Leon Flint 12. Kyle Howarth 7. Freddie Hodder did a Jody Scott and failed to score. And Max Perry 4 plus 1.
Your math is mathing now.
Wow, that's never happened. What?
Winnie says, thanks for tonight, enjoy your holiday, catch you in a few weeks. It's nice to see some returning faces now. You know, you see people's names, you know, continuously. So it's nice to have a couple of people that are around more often than not.
And the lineup for Heat 15 at Edinburgh is Drew Kemp in white gate 1. Justin Sedgman goes in red gate 2. Peter Kilderman goes in yellow gate 3. And Kai Thompson will go in blue off gate 4.
Drama at Scunthorpe.
Oh dear.
Heat 15 was won by Troy Batchelor with Anti-View second and Jake Allen third. Steve Worrell at the rear of the field. A 5-1 to Workington makes the score on the night. 58 points to Scunny, 32 to Workington, and there's a super heat for the bonus point. Speedway
Oh wow.
Updates says that Workington fans are celebrating like they've won the league. So that's an interesting one. We'll stick around for that super heat actually. I'm a little bit miffed as to why Zane Kennedy wasn't in that race, I'll be honest.
Oh, well, Edinburgh have just finished. It looks like Heat 15's gone. And that's not a surprise. A win for the rider in red, Justin Sedgman, with Kai Thompson in second and Drew Kemp third. That 5-1 makes the final scores. Edinburgh Monarchs 51, Berwick Bandits 39.
And our rider of the night, has voted for by the couple of people watching, and to be fair, I don't think Al will disagree with this, has got to be Vilads Nagao. I don't think he'd ever been here before, and he looked fantastic. It was a track he should have done well on, to be honest, and so it proved he did do well. But you know, you can say somebody should do well somewhere, they still have to turn up and live up to the hype, and to be fair, he did. So it was a good meeting for that. We will keep an eye on the super heat from Scunny, although that'll probably take a couple of minutes, because we do like a little bit of drama.
On you go.
We do like a little bit of drama.
Yeah, we do like a little bit of drama, and Stuart Dixon will be concerned with the Bandits up at Edinburgh after that result.
What was the individual scorers in that meeting, and I'll do them from this one.
So for the Edinburgh Monarchs, Victor Palavara 7-2, Paco Castagna 8-1, Justin Sedgman 12, Kai Thompson 10-3, Michael Pamtoff 6-1, Jonathan Grant 7-2, and Jordi Loftus 1. For the Berwick Bandits, Nick Morris 2, Sam Hagan 4, Jonas Jepperson 6, Drew Kemp 10.
I was hoping we were going to get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Jonas Jepperson was 6-1. Sorry, Peter Kilderman 13-1, Dale Wood 2, and Jack Smith 2.
Oh, from Scunny, the meeting on the night is done. Steve Worrell scored 10, Zane Kennedy 9 plus 3, Luke Harrison 8, Connor Mountain 6, Jake Allen 11, Declan Kennedy 6 plus 2, and Simon Lambert 8 plus 1. For the Workington Comets, Troy Batchelor 10 plus 1, Fraser Bowes 1, Tate Zishki 5, Jai Etheridge failed to score and was withdrawn after his second ride, Anti-View 10 plus 1, Jacob Hook 6 included a very impressive heat win, and Connor Coles failed to score. Workington's team news actually for tomorrow night. I don't know about Jai Etheridge, but I know that Ben Trigger, who's been really good tonight for Redcar, scoring 4 points, including a Heat 2 win, will guest at number 7 for Workington at Plymouth tomorrow night, and he's going to have one to get back over his former employer.
And the Glasgow Tigers should have Dan Thompson back, I think.
Yeah, he'll be back. We're just waiting for news on the Super Heat from Scunny. We'll stick with this. I want to see it takes the aggregate point. The likelihood of getting an exact identical score is quite remarkable, really. But
yeah,
Simon Lambert excluded in Heat 12, the one that Jacob Hook won when the Scorpions were in a good position. And to be fair, both Scorpions gated in 15 and were both put off by the Comets. So Scunny probably should have wrapped up the bonus point without a super heat. It'll be interesting to see which way David Howe goes here, to be honest. I'd maybe put Zane Kennedy in rather than Jake Allen or Stevie Worrell. Jake on 11, Stevie on 10, but Zane's on paid 12. You know, he's got an unbeaten 4-ride maximum from the meeting itself.
How many Davids can you have at Scunthorpe one night? David Howe, team manager. David Waters, referee.
I know, there's a lot of them, ain't there? But we'll see what happens with that. I'm going to do Deck's result while I'm at it, and Aces actually, come to think of it.
Well, Edinburgh won their aggregate 86 points to 76 over the Berwick Bandits.
Some interesting meetings tonight, to be honest.
Yeah, some really interesting meetings tonight.
Good night for riders that we work with as D&D Media. Declan Kennedy, 6 paid 8. Ace Piper 7 off the top of my head. So a good couple of scores for for those. Right, let's do this. 32. Have we got a line up for this Super Heat yet? Come on, Scunny, don't keep us waiting. We'll all be dead soon.
Are you watching it on updates?
Yeah, is there a line up on BSN?
I'll check for you now.
Yeah, you check that. I'll check the updates.
The lineup is on BSN. So Steve Worrell goes in red off gate 1. Troy Batchelor in white gate 2. Jake Allen goes in blue gate 3. And Antivilas goes in yellow gate 4.
We'll see how that turns out, and then we'll wrap up for the evening. It's been fun.
I'll let you do the result for that one. You started, so you'll finish.
I'll load BSN up then. And it has actually now gone off on Speedway updates, and Scunny are off 1 of 3, yeah. So they're off the same gates that have just not done them any favours in Heat 15. But they did both
and
gates,
same 4 riders, but
same 4 riders, yeah.
White and yellow and different helmets.
And it don't matter who wins if your partner comes last here. It's second and third are better. It's normal points for pairs scoring now. So let's see how this one pans out. Right, Ace's score. He scored, it was 42-48, and Ace scored 7. Too many graphics to do, Al. Too many bloody graphics.
Too many.
Glasgow result, that's what we want. I got the right result, just the wrong way around. I added 48-42 to Redcar.
Well, I Heat 16's gone, by the way. Oh! Oh, did not see that coming.
Have Workington nicked it? Yeah. Steve Worrell is crap. Heat 60 in the Super Heat at Scunthorpe was won by Antivilas with Jake Allen. Troy Batchelor in second and Jake Allen third. Essentially another 5-1, and I don't know why Zane Kennedy wasn't in. That Steve Worrell and Jake Allen combo, and when it counted, absolutely shit the bed.
And I can just think what Palmer's thinking right there.
I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for the interviews in the bar when he goes up to Steve Worrell and goes, "You're the worst number 1 in this league." That's us done for tonight, Al, and us done for a couple of weeks. Al's been Al, I've been me. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. Palmer will be back. Al will be around again at some point as well. We're going to enjoy a couple of weeks of, well, half term essentially is what it is, but holiday and all that good stuff, and we'll be back in a couple of weeks for hopefully another one.